Thanks, Abby.
Abishola.
Abishola, sorry. You can call me Bob.
Your chemistry has been apparent from the start, but was there a scene while you were shooting the pilot where you just thought to yourself, we've got something special here?
For me, it's the hospital scene. There's a moment of tenderness and boundaries that almost let you see that they could be a couple. I never liked the sound of my name, but when you say it, it sounds nice. Bob. Say it again.
Good night, Bob.
Oh, yeah, it's way better than Bob. He could make her laugh, and there was just an instant sweetness that made me feel like if we dig into this, we're on to something. We're really on to something because it just worked between us.
Mine was, this might be surprising, Billy. You probably haven't even thought about this in a while, but it's the bus stop where you follow me on the bus and I call you a weirdo and you tell me the Japanese word. What's the Mandarin word for it, I think?
This is nice. Roomy? I thought there'd be more weirdos.
You are the weirdo.
Win-woo. That's Mandarin for weirdo. During that scene, I was like, how are we going to portray this sweet and not stalkery? So I had to really play respectful, but at the same time, like, please just give me a chance. I'm not a crazy person. I'm not a psycho.
Bring out the bride!
A highlight of this run has been seeing how you celebrate the Nigerian culture and expose it to an audience that might not be familiar with it at all. Bob and Abishola's wedding, for instance, that's something I always think back to. I don't think I ever saw a wedding like that on television before.
What we were able to pull off was something quite epic and extraordinary, something that deserved a lot more attention than it actually got. I feel like that should have been celebrated in American television. And I think it will be, because I feel like the impact of the show is yet to come. Like the true impact of the show is going to begin now and for many, many years to come. What our art department, our production department, costumes, wardrobe, what they were able to achieve was an authentic depiction of a Nigerian wedding. It made me feel like at some point of doing the shoot, I was like, this is probably the only Nigerian wedding I'm ever going to have. This accurate. I can't imagine myself going back home and just putting together a wedding on this scale.
Yeah, I think our wardrobe department got looked over for an Emmy for that show. We always talk about that being our all-time favorite episode. I mean, they were immaculate. And like Folake said, set design. I mean, for that one episode, we had a camera crew shoot exteriors and Legos. We rebuilt the Lagos airport. We rebuilt the Lagos market, and then they did a giant Nigerian wedding, details down to the letter. And our crew gets all accolades for that. I mean, they really above and beyond.
That was a disgrace to television. If ever I could say one, for that to have been overlooked the way it was.
Should have at least got an up for that one. I mean, it was just spectacular. Like we felt like we were in Nigeria. I mean, it was really truly amazing. The detail was unbelievable.
Yeah, let's give grace and say they didn't see that episode, but now they know about it because TVLine is going to point that out. And
exactly.
You can go back and give one to us and honor everyone.
There have been a lot of musical moments over the course of the run of the show. One of my personal favorites is when the factory workers break out into Uptown Funk on the factory floor.
Silent, violent, living it up in the city.
I was just hoping my knees weren't going to break because I was still a little heavier, and Bruno Mars ain't exactly slow dancing. But the joy of getting to do that, I mean, to break out of the norm and do something like that, we got so many lovely comments online about that, like taking that step to this place of kind of like fantasy, but driven by joy. I think the couple music numbers that we did one with Mary Beth, and we did Shola, Auntie Olu had one with the Temptations. And then all of a sudden, I think that culminated in the biggest, best one, which was the one we did a couple weeks before the end of the show, the backlot dance that was an old time Warner Brothers show. Man, we were out there till midnight. Lights were lit, the streets were wet. Everybody's in a tuxedo and a dress, professional Broadway dancers behind us.
You really do it all.
I do.
Something happens with this show where they plant the seed and it grows. And that happened and happened and happened. And I think all of those seeds came to fruition in the finale, which is why I'm so proud of it. We should have one of these at home. You can play doctor, I'll play patient. Maybe we violate some HIPAA laws.
Oh, there will be hips involved.
All right.
Now, let's talk about the series finale, which features this 7-year jump ahead in time. Knowing there were so many stories that you still could have told over additional seasons, were you excited about the prospect of jumping ahead and sort of making sure we had the chance to sort of see where everyone wound up?
Yeah, I was excited about that. I couldn't comprehend what the writers would choose to do with that episode. But going into the future to resolve, this is Abishola. Hi, Abby. Getting that opportunity to see these characters that you've been invested in for the last 5 years, seeing how they turned out, and seeing that they turned out so beautifully was such a smart decision. Such a smart choice.
We got to bring the entire cast back because of economics, we couldn't have everybody in every week. And so we tried to service a few people each week to keep us all connected, but to get us all back on the final show to see where they had matured, where Bob and Abishola had settled into, what had happened to Deli, how he had matured, and to give a nod where they've gone, but where they had also accomplished. And like I said, the big one, I think, is Abishola becoming a pediatrician and a doctor. You see that she fulfilled her American dream. And I just think there's good stuff like that. We need more of that in the air, man. There's good stuff there. It's inspirational. And again, the writers just landed it perfect. They landed it perfect.